Welcome back, it's Morgane. So today you're going to walk away with how to identify what's wrong with your website and the reason why it's not bringing you clients. So here's what I notice a lot with practice owners and service providers like therapists, vets, lawyers, consultants, coaches, anyone running a real service-based business with real expertise. They have a website or they paid someone to build it if they didn't do it themselves. And then they just kind of wait and nothing happens. So when nothing happens, they actually assume the problem is that they are not visible enough on social media. So they start posting more, and then they're exhausted and still not getting consistent inquiries or clients, and they still don't know why and they don't know what to do. Here's the thing nobody tells you if that's you. Visibility and conversion. Conversion means turning visitors into clients. These are two completely separate problems. Visibility means that people can find you, Google knows you exist, and when someone types in what you do, you show up. And conversion means when someone lands on your page after finding it, they need to understand what you do, feel like you get their problem, and know exactly what to do next. Most websites fail at one of these and a lot fail at both. And the reason why this matters is that the fix is completely different depending on which problem you have. If almost nobody is visiting your website, fixing your copy won't do anything for you. It would be like redecorating a shop in a deserted street. Great copy with an invisible website, nobody's gonna read it. But if you're getting visitor, but they leave without getting in touch or booking with you directly, sending more traffic to that page just gives you more people you will never hear from. So you need to know which problem you have before you touch anything. And I want to talk about something for a second that I don't think gets said enough. When your website isn't working, it does something to your confidence. Quietly, that very sneakily, because you start wondering if maybe your pricing is the problem, or maybe you should change your ideal client avatar or your specialty. Maybe you should have another qualification, or maybe you're not just good enough at marketing. So you end up spending money on things that don't address the actual issue because you don't know what the actual issue is. I've been there. I built my very first amateur website in 2013 and my first blog in 2015, right before I launched my business. I was a personal development coach at the time, so I taught myself SEO, and I had to learn the hard way that having a site and having a site that works are not the same thing. But the good thing is that once you know what's broken, it's not a problem to fix it because you don't need to delete the whole thing and rebuild or redesign. You don't need a rebrand. You just need to know what to look at. So here is what I want you to do. You can literally do this today. It takes about 20 minutes. 10 minutes if you download my free website audit checklist. But if you don't, you can open your homepage. And that's what I call taking the stranger's perspective. So you pretend you don't know anything about your website, about your business, and let's say you just found it on Google. Can you tell in 3 seconds what you do, who it's for, why people should care, and what they need to do next? That's what I call the 4W questions. If your website is not answering the 4W questions, you've lost visitors. If the first thing you see is a logo or a beautiful landscape photo with no text, that's a conversion problem on your very first page. Second thing you can do, you go to Google and search for what your ideal client would actually type. Not your name, because they don't know you yet, right? They're strangers. Type in the problem they're trying to solve or the service they're looking for in your area if you have a local business. Does your website show up? If you're not on page 1, that's a visibility problem. Third thing you can do, if your website is connected to the Google Search Console, go look at your impressions. Impressions are how many times your website showed up in search results. If your impressions are low, Google barely knows you exist for those searches. If your impressions are decent, but your clicks are low, You're showing up, but not juicy enough for someone to click. So these 3 things alone will tell you a huge amount of data about what your problem is. And if you want a more structured version of this, I made a free checklist like I was mentioning before. It's 20 checkpoints. It takes about 10 minutes. And at the end, you get a score from 0 to 20 and you know exactly where you stand. It's a PDF version. And inside the PDF, you have a link that leads you to the interactive version inside Google Doc. The link is in the description. It's completely free, no strings attached. This will save you a lot of time. And lastly, I want to share a more specific example. I see this a lot, if not all the time, with practice owners. Is they've invested in the design, and like I was saying, the website looks great, but the copy sounds like everyone else's copy. Like, we provide high quality services with client first approach. Okay, but everyone says that and it's a given, right? That sentence tells me nothing about why I should choose you over the next website in my search results. What actually makes someone reach out and become a client is feeling understood. Feeling like whoever wrote this page has been inside their head and gets exactly what they're struggling with and exactly what they want instead. When you have these components, the sale is halfway done before you even speak to each other. That's what copy is actually for. Not just describing your services, because this is technical, but you want to make the right person feel they found exactly what they were looking for and that the solution is right there in front of them. So if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, but I don't know how to do any of this, and yeah, checklist, that's cool, but how do I actually go further? That's exactly why I built Sold Out SEO. It's a 6-month program for practice owners and service providers who are done guessing what the issue is. You already have a website, you already know you're great at what you do, you just need the system to make your site work the way it should. So inside you will learn how to write copy that makes your ideal clients think, yes, this is exactly who I need to work with. You learn how to optimize your pages so Google actually shows them to people searching for what you offer. You learn how to create content that keeps bringing in qualified clients months, if not years, after you publish it. And you get weekly live calls, direct feedback on your content, and a community, so you're never figuring this out alone. The link is in the description. So that's it for today. See you in the next episode. Bye.